Welcome to our deep dive. This time we're looking into Encounter at Farpoint. You know, the episode that kicked off Star Trek, The Next Generation. We're going to be focusing on the script today, and, well, we'll try to unearth some of the cool stuff hidden in this classic episode.
Yeah, it really does a lot more than just introduce the Enterprise and the crew. Kind of lays the groundwork for some of the biggest themes. Themes the series will explore over its 7 seasons.
For sure. We meet the crew, right? The Enterprise-D. On their very first voyage, they're headed to Farpoint Station, this mysterious starbase that Starfleet's thinking about using. Seems simple enough at first glance, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, on the surface, totally. But Encountered at Farpoint quickly throws in a curveball, something that becomes a real next-generation trademark, the unexpected.
And that unexpected thing is QQ, right? This being from the Q continuum. With powers that are practically godlike. He puts humanity on trial, calls us a dangerous, savage child race, says we're not ready to explore the galaxy. Why do you think he does that? What's his angle?
That's where things get really interesting. The Q Continuum's motives are always kind of mysterious. They exist outside of how we understand time and space. But if we look at what Q actually does, it seems like he's not just out to get humanity. It's more like he's trying to challenge us, force us to face our flaws, to prove we're worth something.
He certainly puts on a heck of a show while he's doing it, freezing crew members right there on the bridge, changing costumes to represent different times in human history. It's almost like he's putting on a play.
Yeah, and that's part of who they are. They use these big dramatic displays of power to get our attention. But the question is, what are they trying to teach us? What's the message behind all this spectacle?
That's definitely something to consider as we get deeper into the episode. Now, while Picard's busy dealing with this cosmic courtroom drama, we also get introduced to the crew. We see Data, the android. He's trying so hard to understand human behavior. And Deanna Troi, the Betazoid empath. She senses something powerful at Farpoint. It's like the episode's dropping these little hints that all is not as it seems.
It's really smart how they build the suspense. While the audience is caught up in Q's shenanigans, the episode is quietly setting the stage for the mystery of Farpoint Station.
And speaking of Farpoint Station, that's where we meet Commander Riker, the Enterprise's new first officer. And he runs into some very strange things. An apple appears in a bowl, just like that, out of nowhere. Fabric patterns change on command. What's the deal with that?
This is where the episode starts playing with a classic Star Trek theme. Advanced tech that looks like magic to less advanced cultures. We've seen it throughout the franchise. Civilizations mistaking super advanced technology for the supernatural.
So the Bandi, the people who live on the planet, they're bending over backwards to please their Starfleet visitors with all this magic.
Yeah.
But it does raise some eyebrows, right? Why are they so eager to impress Starfleet? What are they trying to hide?
It's a clever way to weave the mystery into the episode. The audience, just like the crew, starts to get the feeling that something's off. And these seemingly small, almost whimsical events, well, they foreshadow the much bigger revelation that's coming.
Back on the Enterprise, Q's trial of humanity is still going on. He presents evidence of all our past screw-ups, paints a picture of humanity as this warlike, destructive species. It's a pretty harsh accusation. And it makes you wonder, is he right? Can we escape our history?
That is the core question the episode asks. Can we learn from our past and actually evolve? Or are we just going to keep repeating the mistakes of our ancestors? Q, in his own way, is forcing us to confront this question. It's not just a trial of humanity, it's a trial of our potential to grow.
And while Picard is arguing against Q's accusations, demanding a fair trial, things are getting out of hand at Farpoint. A mysterious alien ship shows up and attacks the old Bandi city. Why attack the city and not the station? Why stay hidden? So many questions running through our heads, right?
It's classic Star Trek,
Yeah.
Building tension and mystery by keeping us in the dark. We get just enough info to make us curious, to question everything we think we know.
And as the away team investigates the tunnels under Farpoint, following Troy's empathic readings of pain, they stumble upon Grappler Zorn. This creature, unlike anything we've ever seen before, he's being held captive, tortured. It's a shocking discovery, and it adds a whole new layer of complexity to the situation.
It's a turning point, really.
Yeah.
The episode takes us from this grand cosmic drama with Q to a much more personal, visceral experience of suffering. And it makes us ask, who are the real bad guys here? Is it humanity, like Q says, or is there something else going on?
Yeah, it really makes you question everything. You've got this being, Grappler Zorn, suffering down there, underneath Farpoint Station, and this mysterious ship attacking the old Bandy city, it feels like the mystery just keeps getting deeper.
It definitely flips things on their head. We thought the main conflict was between humans and the Q continuum, but now there's this whole new element, something that changes how we see the whole situation.
And Picard, always the one to take charge, orders Zorn beamed up to the Enterprise, just as the alien ship attacks again. It's like he's trying to protect Zorn, but also trying to piece together what's going on.
And then Q pops up again, almost like he's enjoying the chaos. He tells Picard to attack the unknown ship, like he's trying to tap into what he sees as humanity's natural aggression.
But Picard doesn't fall for it. He says something really profound. The unknown is what brings us out here. It's like he's rejecting Q's whole argument, reaffirming Starfleet's commitment to exploration and understanding.
It's a defining moment for Picard. He doesn't let Q manipulate him. He chooses diplomacy and the pursuit of knowledge over fear and aggression.
And it's at this point, when he's standing up to Q, that the episode hits us with its biggest reveal. The alien ship is a living being, and Farpoint Station itself, its mate, captured and forced to power the Bandy city.
Talk about a plot twist. It totally changes everything we thought we knew. The Bandy, acting all friendly and welcoming, turn out to be the ones exploiting someone else, using a sentient being for their own benefit.
It really makes you think about the dangers of assuming we understand alien cultures. What looks like generosity on the surface could be something much darker underneath.
And it makes us rethink Q's whole judgment of humanity. He calls us savage. But we've just seen another species enslaving a sentient being, all for their own gain.
It's like the episode is holding up a mirror, not just to humanity, but to the Q continuum too. It makes us question our assumptions and realize that morality isn't always so clear-cut.
The episode doesn't shy away from those tough questions. It forces us to face some uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the universe we live in.
So, faced with this revelation, what does Picard do? Does he punish the Bandy for what they've done?
He surprises us again. He doesn't go for revenge. Instead, he chooses understanding and compassion. He uses the Enterprise's phasers to energize Farpoint Station, giving it back its true form.
It's such a powerful scene. We see this amazing creature reunite with its mate and fly off together, leaving the Bandy to deal with the consequences of their actions.
It shows how resourceful Picard is and how dedicated he is to finding peaceful solutions. He recognizes that the situation is complicated. He understands that the Bandy, despite what they've done, are still people with their own history and struggles.
It's not a simple happy ending, is it? The Bandy are left without their power source. Their city in ruins. What happens to them next? We're left to wonder.
It's intentional, I think. The writers want us to consider the ripple effects, the effects of our interactions with other civilizations. Even with the best intentions, our actions can have unforeseen consequences.
And Q, always watching, sees it all happen. You get the sense he's not totally convinced by how humanity acted, but he's definitely intrigued.
His last words to Picard are interesting. He hints at meeting again in the future, says he'll be keeping an eye on us. It sets the stage for the Q Continuum's role in this series, always pushing humanity to evolve, to prove ourselves.
Like he's saying, all right, humans, not bad this time, but don't think you're off the hook just yet.
Exactly. The trial of humanity never really ends. And the Q Continuum, with all their unpredictable power, they'll keep pushing us to face that trial.
So we've gone from a simple mission, investigating a starbase, to a deep exploration of morality, first contact, and the very nature of humanity. And we've only just scratched the surface of this episode. Just hit me. Encounter at Farpoint is like a mini version of what Star Trek, The Next Generation, is all about. It's not just exploring space. It's exploring ourselves, our potential, our flaws, all of it.
Exactly. It really lays out those big questions.
Yeah.
About humanity's place in the universe. Are we as savage as Q says? Can we learn from our past? Do we even deserve to be out there exploring? These are questions that stick with us throughout the whole series.
And it also introduces us to a captain unlike any we've seen before. Picard isn't just a starship commander. He's like a philosopher, a diplomat, even a scholar. What do you think? What really stands out about Picard in this first episode?
I think it's his commitment, his unwavering commitment to diplomacy, to understanding, no matter what he faces. He doesn't let Q get to him. He always looks for a peaceful solution. And he's driven by this genuine desire to learn, to discover, to expand our knowledge of the universe.
We see that in his final log entry, don't we? After all the craziness, all the revelations, he says, Let's see what's out there. Engage. It's so hopeful, so full of optimism, and a real sense of wonder.
It perfectly captures what Star Trek is all about. It's not about conquering or controlling. It's about exploration, understanding, the pursuit of knowledge.
And that's what makes Encounter at Farpoint such a fantastic start to the series. It throws us right into the deep end, introducing us to complex themes and characters that keep developing over 7 seasons.
It really shows how powerful Star Trek is, that we can still find new insights, new meaning in this episode, even after all these years.
The episode also leaves us with a lot to ponder. If technology can seem like magic, like with the Bandy, what else might be out there? What other wonders, what other challenges are waiting for us? In the vastness of space, I mean.
And that sense of wonder, that curiosity, that's what makes Star Trek so timeless. It encourages us to imagine, to explore, to boldly go where no one has gone before, right?
It's a reminder, Encounter at Farpoint, that our journey of discovery is just beginning. And as we keep venturing out into the unknown, we're bound to run into more challenges, more mysteries, more opportunities to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Encounter at Farpoint. It's incredible how much this one episode sets up for everything that comes next in Star Trek, The Next Generation.
It really is.
Thanks for joining us on this journey. We hope you'll stick with us as we explore the world of Star Trek, The Next Generation. Until next time, live long and prosper.